Welcome back to another episode of Two Average Husbands. It has been a long few weeks without an episode, and I am definitely happy to be back. I have to say because our guest Kyle is still out of town on work and unable to join us, so we have a special guest with us this evening. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself for the God knows how many time?
Well, my name is Dane Goody. I've been the guest now 5 or 6 times, so you get to experience me one more time, and cheers to that.
Yes, sir. Cheers to that. What are you drinking there, Dane?
Fresca vodka, because I forgot to pick up beer on my way home.
It'd be that way sometimes.
So
I am drinking Untitled Arts Painkiller Imperial Seltzer, which is like a 9% alcohol pineapple cream seltzer.
That sounds disgusting.
It sounds delicious, you fucking liar.
No, it does not.
It should be like a really weak.
If it doesn't say Coors Light or Bud Light in front of it, not really for me.
Hey, I've seen you drink Miller Lite too.
That's true. That's because Ryan drinks it and I steal his beer. But that's not the point.
Oh, well, like I said, Kyle is out of town for some time, so we're going to have a lot of guests on the podcast until he is able to come back. But in typical Two Average Husbands fashions, we are wildly underprepared. Dane has no topics planned, so I'm going to make him pull one out of his ass, but I'm going to be the nice guy and go first. Dane, what's your opinion on airplane food? No, I'm kidding. Would be...
Awesome.
I mean,
I was gonna say, like, really, like, I don't eat it. So
I was gonna say I've never eaten.
I don't tell you.
I can't afford this thing that some people have called first class, where you get food on the plane that isn't just pretzels.
Yeah, we're getting first class on the way to Florida. So
okay, well, you see what had happened was the way my bank account
Christmas
set up.
present. I didn't pay for it. So,
anyways, so that is not my first topic, but the first topic that I do want to bring up has a lot to do with something that Dane and I have been playing a lot of recently. I'm going to start it easy on you, Dane. I'm not going to make you have to think too hard. But there's a game that we have been playing a lot of recently, and there's a game that we have not been playing a lot of recently. The game we've been playing a lot of is Apex Legends, and the game we have not been touching or even thinking about has been Call of Duty Warzone. Why is that, Dane?
Why is that? Because Apex has ranked, and we all feel like we need to move forward towards something and get to Diamond and get to Masters. And Call of Duty has apparently a lot of negative reviews, and we just, without Kyle here leading the charge in Warzone, there's no reason to play it. He's the only one who truly wants to play Warzone, and so we just don't. We go to Apex, me, you, and Nick, and when Kyle's here, we'll go to Warzone, but that's about the only reason we do.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it also just got kind of stale, like, with the old map. Like, that's why we played so much Rebirth. It was just, like, Verdansk was just not fun anymore. And then now
Rebirth is gone, isn't it?
Yeah, Rebirth is gone. The new map is universally hated. I don't think I found one person who likes the new map. And it's to the point where, like, I have no interest in going back. Like, Apex, yes, it's cartoony. Whatever. It's got the abilities, so that, like, that in and of itself, I think you can say, even, like, as not as serious of a gamer as I am or as Kyle is, like, Apex in a way takes more strategy than COD.
Oh,
would you?
100%. You add in the abilities, and it is a complete strategic game, and the fact of ranked adds a completely new feel to the game. I mean, that is why I love Apex right now, as we're working towards that next rank. And Call of Duty, you're trying to get as many kills in a win as you can, and that's about it. And now with Apex, I mean, you're like, do I fight this battle? Do I back off? Do I just play for placement? And it just adds a whole new aspect to the game that Call of Duty just doesn't have.
Uncle Kyle points out that with the United Airlines credit card, you can get free upgrades, not a financial advisor, but keep that in mind if you want to get free first class. So I don't have a.
Sounds like you need free first class, so
apparently
maybe you should jump on that.
You know what? Maybe, but I feel like I looked in that credit card.
Kimberly's got me, so.
Hey man, it'd be that way sometimes. Kimberly does not have me, but yeah, like, and so here's why I like having a ranked system. I know that Call of Duty is using skill-based matchmaking. I know I'm playing people that I'm at the same rank of, but give me a badge. Give me some proof that I'm working towards something. Don't just be like, yep, you play the game now, you get to play the hard people. Like, I'm good, but I get in lobbies with pro players semi-frequently. Like, they just destroy me every time, and I have no shot of keeping up, but the game has decided that's where I'm supposed to be. And that's just, it's not good. It's not a good way to play the game if you're not giving me anything, any type of reward for it.
Well, and just like NF said, if nobody has anything to play for, nobody wants to play.
Yeah.
So playing for that next rank, just adds that extra initiative to play a little better, to, maybe back off fights or push fights. And Call of Duty, I'm just like, I'm going in 100%. You did
Yeah.
not mute yourself, so. But
I hit the mute button, but oh well.
maybe you did on the stream. I don't know. I heard it, so. But anyway, I don't know. It just adds an extra skill to the game of actually knowing when to push fights. And in Call of Duty, you just, if you see a bird fly, you shoot. So
Yeah, I mean, like, I would just, like, we played enough COD, like, the number of times we would just push stupid shit and win, because all that game, the only strategy that is required in that game, none of the guns have recoil. You point and you click, and you probably hit your shot. Like, in Apex, every gun's got a recoil pattern. There's different benefits to different guns. Everybody's got their own play style. Like, some guns are better at hip firing. Some guns are better at range. Some guns are better single shot. Some guns are better full auto. Whereas in, like, COD, it's like, let's just build the lowest recoil gun that I can. And everybody uses the same 5 or 6 guns, which, guess what? Everybody uses the same 5 or 6 guns in Apex, but it's different. It's not like, there's still a reason why you may pick the gun that you pick, whereas in COD it's like every gun's the same.
there's going to be a lot of Christmas kids that are very upset with that comment you just made. There's a
That's
lot
fine.
of skill to them in Call of Duty, but
And
I suck at both games equally, so it doesn't really change my mind.
if you're playing like pro level COD, yeah, there's a bunch of strategy that goes into it. There's different strats, there's different reasons they hit certain bomb sites in different game modes and break hills a certain way, but in a battle royale, it's so RNG anyway. Like, just spawn us all with the guns and just see what happens at that point. Like, it's all point and click at our level. Like, we're all decent enough to really good aimers. Like, we're probably going to win the fight if we get the first shot off. Whereas
Yeah.
in Apex, you can get out of a bad situation. You can use your abilities really well. You have to time your abilities really well because it's not like you always have them. It's just like, there's so much more
and that's the big difference is abilities. You have your ultimates and your secondary abilities, and it could be any collection of 17 different people. I don't know how many there are, but
Yeah, I won't say 17's right.
and they all have different skills, and they have their ultimates, their secondaries, and their passive abilities, and they all bring different things to different fights and different times. So it's more layers in Apex by far, and you actually have to think in Apex, where in Call of Duty you just hear bullets and you run towards it. So
Yeah, I don't know. There's just and again, with the ranked system, like, yeah, like, it's kind of, you're playing for a rank that only you and the people that you're playing know about. Like, it's not crazy. It's not, overly difficult to get up to a certain rank. And then once you hit a certain rank, like, you have to try a lot harder. But when you get there that you have to try a lot harder. Like, when I got to Diamond this split, like, we played 2 games in Diamond and we were very much like, nope, gotta tone it back a little bit for Dane and Nick. Like, it was very clear that, like, those teams they know their comp. They've been playing their exact comp. They know how they play off of each other. And it's not to say that we don't, but they're also doing that with God tier aim. Which, no offense to you and Nick, Stollard, if you're listening, I'm sorry. But you're not God tier aimers. You're new to the game. You're both newer to mouse and keyboard. Like, I've been playing mouse and keyboard for like 5 years at this point. You guys have been playing
for about
like
3 weeks. So
yeah, all together probably.
No, I do understand that, and I wish I could play Diamond, but yeah, like you said, you got to back way the hell up, and you know what you're getting yourself into in a game of Warzone. You don't know what you're getting yourself into until you fight that first team. and all of a sudden you're dead, and you're like, oh, all right, we were playing highly skilled players. Yo, chill, fam.
Hey man, hey man, you were slapping kids right there when we were playing pubs before this, but that's not ranked. So yeah, I don't know. I wanted to talk about it just because I've talked about it with Kyle. Like Kyle is always good. I think going to be an advocate for Warzone just because he likes the game. He likes the fast pace of the game a little bit more, which I totally get. But with Rebirth, that's like a moot point at this point. Like I feel like once he's back, I'm just gonna force him to play Apex, and he's gonna have to deal with it.
But that makes 4 people, and we only need 3. So
You know how little you're on.
bye, Nick. Yeah, I know.
There will always be one of us who isn't on, and if all 4 of us are on, who knows? Maybe we'll start playing fucking Overwatch again.
That ain't gonna happen.
Hey man, I think we could be really good at Overwatch. I'm just saying.
I haven't played Overwatch since the first came out, so I have no idea.
Yep. Well, I haven't played it since the last time I played it, which was a long time ago. So,
wow, that was a very good assessment. Thank you.
that's what I'm here for. Anyways, that was all I had for my first topic. I just wanted to chit chat about it. So now I'm gonna put you on the spot. I give you like 11 minutes there to figure
To
out.
think about Apex, and now you want me to think of a topic? That just kind of hurts my feelings a little bit. Because you're the host and I'm the guest, so you're supposed to come with all this shit ready
like
to go.
last Friday that you were coming on. That is not my problem.
That's true, but
Nick.
I've had bigger and more important things to worry about. So
It really do be that way sometimes.
Fortnite. So he wants to talk about Fortnite.
No, he just wants. He's saying like if there's 4 of us, we play Fortnite. I mean, maybe like we'll all hate our lives then.
I have it downloaded, so
I do too.
If you want to play it, it's there, ready to go. But as a topic, oh man, I don't like getting put on the spot. All right, well, I am on my way to Florida for Christmas, and so I'm gonna try to do my best to relate it to that. I know you're probably not leaving for Christmas, but if
I
you
sort
could,
of am.
where are you going?
We're going to my grandma's for Christmas Day, and then we're going up north to Christmas Mountain in Wisconsin for the few days after.
What's in Christmas Mountain?
I don't know. Jess's family went there a lot when she was a kid, so we're like reliving nostalgia and going up there.
Interesting. If there was any other place, where would you go?
Ooh, that's tough.
Because I can't tell if I would like to be in sand. Well, first I'm on a plane Christmas morning at 6 a.m. So
Ooh,
that's kind of rough, and I can't decide if that's worth going down to the tip of Florida for or not. But I'm curious, if you could go anywhere for Christmas, would you go snow or beach?
that's a good question. Me being me, I'd probably rather be on the beach, honestly. Like, the snow's cool, but also, like...
Pun intended.
I don't need it for, like, Christmas to be Christmas. Like, I've had plenty of Christmases now where it hasn't snowed. So, like, I don't know. It's just, I'd rather be warm than cold. So I'd rather be, in Florida. I'd rather be in Texas. I'd rather be in Arizona. I'd rather be... in the Caribbean. Like, I'd much rather be doing that. Like,
hey, I've been in Texas with snow on Christmas, while back in Illinois, you guys had no snow on Christmas. So you can't use Texas as an excuse because they've had snow on Christmas.
But
Illinois
that's
is
so
not.
rare. Like,
Oh yeah, it was definitely rare. But
like, I'm talking like when I was like 12, we didn't have snow on the ground in Illinois on Christmas Day. Like, it didn't start snowing until like 3 weeks later. So it's not like, I don't know. I don't need it. Like, it hasn't snowed this year really. It had like one day where it kind of snowed, and we're 9 days from Christmas. Like,
so you're not hopeful for snow?
Yeah, I'm not. I'm actually, now you got me curious. Now I got to pull up the weather report.
Well, we have snow on the ground right now, and it was our first big snow of the year.
I saw that
2 days ago. And besides that, we've had no snow. I mean, I have, in the past year since I've been in Reno, I have worked in shorts and shirtless on Christmas Day building houses, and so I mean it is a different world out here, that's for sure. But
So this has like the 14-day forecast. So it goes through basically the end of December, and the only day with snow is Christmas.
it's Christmas.
The only day with snow currently on the docket.
I'm not gonna hold my breath on that one. We'll see it when we see it.
Yeah, me neither.
But
yeah,
like I said,
know.
I'm on a plane, so
like I could go with the cheesy answer and say, I just want to be where my family is, right? You know, you want to spend Christmas with family, but also, like, I'd much rather spend Christmas with family on the beach.
that's true.
Don't get me wrong. I haven't been skiing or snowboarding in quite some time. I would love to do that. I would love to, like, do snow sport, but also, like, I don't want to be cold. Like, maybe first world problem. Like, I don't want to be freezing my ass off. Like, I just don't want to do it. It's not fun. It's not fun being in the cold.
But it's funny that you said you didn't want to sound cheesy, but that was going to be my answer if you asked me was, I just want to be with family. With me moving away from my family, I just want to hang out. I don't give a shit where it is. I just want to be. So this is the first Christmas, for anybody watching who doesn't know, since I moved away. No, that's not true. This is the second Christmas in 5 years that I will be with my family. So this is a big deal for me.
Yeah, well, that's different,
I'm
right?
excited. Yeah, you live next to your family. So.
I live, 20, 30 minutes away from my family. I see them whenever I want. Like, it's definitely a different situation. But so I can understand why your answer would be that way. And it's not that I don't want to spend Christmas with my family, right? But I'd rather spend Christmas with my family on the beach. So I'm kind of jealous that you get to go to Florida.
The southern tip, don't forget about it.
Uncle Kyle points out they got a dusting of snow in Iowa last weekend. Well, we didn't. I also don't think the windstorms that we got were as bad as the ones that you guys got the other night. There's like 100-mile-an-hour wind gusts across the country, and we were prepared for the same thing, and I think the wind got like
what the fuck?
30.
The Midwest is supposed to be worse than us, and we got horrible winds the past couple days. We got dumped with snow.
Well, the Midwest got it, but just like in the Chicagoland area where I am, like it didn't. I don't think it got that bad. I do think it got worse after I went to sleep.
You don't leave. You stay in your room, so how would you know?
I can hear it. I got bushes outside my window. They click and clack on the window there. So, I hear it, but I don't have to experience it. Again, I don't want to be cold. Why would I go outside where it's cold if I don't have to?
Well, I moved to the desert and I'm still cold, so,
Yeah, talk about that hyperbole. Like, I don't even think hyperbole is the right word there, but I'm going to use it anyway. You moved to a desert and you got snow before I did. You got a lot of snow.
I'm trying to think of the word you mean, and
it's irony.
Irony.
Yeah, irony.
There you go. I moved to the desert and I'm fucking cold compared to my parents and my family who live in Illinois, where they get fucking ice storms most years, and I'm the one cold right now.
It's been kind of cold, kind of warm all at the same. There was like a week, like last week, I think it was last week, maybe the week before, where it was like cold, like with wind chill, single digits, like super fucking cold. And then now it's just like the past couple days were like 50, 60 degrees.
Oh yeah, they don't get single digits out here. That's not a thing.
Uncle Kyle says in Des Moines, the wind. I'm assuming you mean the winds. Des Moines.
What is
Jesus Christ.
Des Moines?
It's a city
in
Iowa.
Thank you.
This is your geography lesson for the day, Dane. But yeah, I don't know. I would rather be on the beach, and that's coming from a guy who doesn't really like the beach that much. But I'd rather be on the beach.
So what? You don't want to be cold. You don't like the beach.
Right.
Where the fuck do you like?
I like
the
desert.
My chair with a bunch of bottles sitting behind me, playing games, doing podcasts, making out with my wife.
Shit.
That about sums it up.
Pretty good life, if you ask me. No, I'd rather I don't know. I'd rather do stuff like, I'd rather be like in the middle of nowhere, like just out in the country, like where it is warm, which is where the desert kind of appeals to me, just because it's like I'm not talking your desert, I'm talking like Arizona desert, where it really just does stay super warm no matter what you do. And like you can do whatever you want out there, like Arizona Country Thunder campsite, like just vibing out for a few days, drinking, playing games. That's all I need. The beach, I got to deal with like sharks and shit. I don't want to deal with that.
You're more likely to die by a vending machine
And a coconut falling and hitting me in the head.
and a cow than a shark. So
And like by taking this sip of liquid right here, I think I'm more able to die than going to a beach and getting killed by a shark.
well, speaking of alcohol, why don't you bring up your sponsor? I'm gonna go make myself another drink.
Well, I don't have a sponsor, but
Well, figure something out.
okay, this episode is not sponsored, but kind of sponsored by Michelob Ultra. It's not sponsored by them at all, but make sure you head to our Twitter. On the pinned tweet of my personal Twitter, at JakePerry34. If you are watching live on YouTube, you can see it on the screen. If you cannot, it is capital J, A-K-E, capital P-A-R-R-Y, 34. Make sure you retweet my pinned tweet, which is from Michelob Ultra. If we get to 250 retweets, we get some free merch, which we would absolutely love. We don't have any other sponsors. If you want to sponsor the podcast, shoot me an email or just DM me on Twitter because let's be real, I'm not going to check my email. I've got too many things in there. Nick says in the chat, his family went to Mexico as their Christmas present a few years ago, and it was the best Christmas ever. I would agree. I would love to do that. Like a family trip somewhere. Like, that'd be so cool. I've also never really been out of the country. So that, going out of the country is more appealing now to me. I'm supposed to go out of the country a few different times over the past couple of years, but we all know how that's gone with everything that's been going on. It's like my honeymoon. It was in Galena, Illinois, as opposed to being in Costa Rica like it was supposed to be. And then I was supposed to go to Mexico, and I didn't do that. I went to a concert in Chicago instead. But it was still a good time. Let's see. How can I kill another minute or so while Dane is not here? If you are in the city of Chicago and you are a fan of the Disney Channel in any way, shape, or form, or if not the Disney Channel, the Disney company and their productions, Frozen on Broadway is currently going on in the city of Chicago, and it offers a phenomenal experience to those who plan to go. You can buy your
How
tickets
did you
online.
get from Michelob Ultra to the Disney show?
Bro, I was just trying to kill time. I was like, I talked about going to a concert in Chicago instead of going to Mexico, and I was like, Jess and I just went to Frozen almost a week ago now. It was great Broadway experience, great musical. The actresses and actors sounded just like the main characters in the show. It was great.
It's very great to hear. I'm happy for you.
So snow or beach for you, Dane?
Snow all day long.
Really?
I would rather ski and wake up to inches and feet of snow on Christmas. Don't get me wrong, I'm very happy I'm going to end up in Florida on the day of Christmas, but
Yeah, I'm sure you are.
when it comes down to it, I do miss snow. And in Reno, in the desert, believe it or not, does not snow as much as you would think. And so I miss the snow, and on Christmas, I do miss waking up to it snowing, it being just dead quiet, and my family with no Christmas music. It was amazing. My family does not like Christmas music.
I was going to say, my family does not either.
Yeah, Gertrude will try, my little sister, for those of you who don't know, would try to play a Christmas song. We'd get about 35 seconds into it, and we'd all be like, all right, that's good. We're good for the day. You don't have to play anymore.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, I'm definitely a snowbird. I would love to ski and have a big Christmas tree outside, but Bailey's not that way. So, she'd rather be on the beach.
It'd be that way sometimes.
So we compromised, and we're going to the southern tip of Florida.
Yeah, you're going to the beach. Yeah, I know what that. I know what that compromise is like. I've done that many a times myself. All right, moving on to my second topic of the week. Dane, you have a picture of one right behind you. You spend a lot of time with them. Your girlfriend trains them.
Boyfriends.
What?
Oh, sorry.
What? I was like, is that a boy dog behind you? I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay.
It is.
That makes a little
It's
bit of
Oscar.
sense then. Hi, Oscar. What are the 5 best things and worst things about dogs?
The worst things I can go on for a long time. I'm just kidding.
I can.
Well, I'll start with the bad things. Worst things about dogs is their maintenance.
Yep.
Is you come home after work, you want to lay down on the couch. The dog's like, nope, I got to go for a walk. I got to be trained. I got to go to the bathroom, and their maintenance sucks.
Yeah.
Um, Another bad thing is that they are so much more athletic than you. And so when
Yeah.
it does come to really tiring them out, we take our dogs for hikes. We'll go for an hour hike and I'll be absolutely dying. And our dogs will be like, all right, that was a warm up. So what are we doing now?
All right, round two, round two, round two. Y'all ready? Let's go.
Um, Third bad thing is the good food is expensive, which I guess for humans the same. Sorry,
Do the opposite. Back up. Roll your chair back, and then now come back in. Oh, you almost had it there.
This
Oh,
is kind of awkward.
we'll figure it out.
No, you know what?
Oh, there you go. You're good. You're good.
Oh.
You're good. Stop messing with it. You're good. There we go.
All right.
Sorry, audio listeners. Dane was having a little bit of a camera issue, and I'm too lazy to edit it out.
You've always been too lazy.
The good food, I get what you're saying to an extent. And if you're referring to like a raw diet as the good food, then I really get what you're saying. But like, I don't know, our food is pretty good and it's pretty cheap.
Well, yeah, there's good kibble that isn't horrible, but we go powdered food that's a little high end, and it
Just
adds up quickly.
Just a little bit.
A
little bit. I can imagine because
Yeah.
like feeding 3 dogs on semi cheap kibble gets annoying. So I can only imagine like feeding 5 or more.
Well, yeah, we feed 5 dogs, and they all eat differently. Not like different foods, but they all eat, which I guess would be my 5th thing that sucks about dogs. Is they all eat slightly different, amounts of different foods. They all have different stomachs, and I mean, I guess that one's on us for having 5 dogs, but it is what it is. We saved all of our dogs, so I mean, that sucks having to actually measure everything out. But to get to the good part and the good things, I love all my dogs. I mean, not equally. Can't be that parent who's like, oh, they're all equal.
You're all my favorite.
I have my dog Ember, and Bailey has her 4 dogs, and to say Ember isn't biasly the best is a lie. But I just enjoy their company. They do make me be more active because when I come home from work, I want to be lazy. I don't want to do anything, but because of having them, I get out, I go on hikes, I do things I don't want to do, but yet I need to for them. And they bring company to me. Like Bailey was just gone for a few days last month, and the house wasn't dead silent, and that was actually enjoyable. I didn't want the house to be dead silent, so
Yeah.
walking in the door and having a group full of dogs and embrace you and say hello is never a bad thing.
Definitely not.
I'm trying to think of more good things that makes me sound like a bad dog owner that I can't think of them, but I don't know. I truly love having dogs around the house. I know some people are cat people, but dogs I think bring a completely different energy and makes you feel a lot different than a cat waking up at 2 a.m. like Kyle's cats do. But
Never woke me up.
yeah, he used to stand on my chest while I was there and just stare at me, so that was kind of weird. But yeah, dogs, to me, bring a happier household. They make you feel better. I mean, do they get annoying? Yes, but they make you get out. They make you do active things, which in turn makes you feel better about yourself. And they're always happy to see you. And I can't say that about humans. They're rarely happy to see me. So,
True. Been around you once or twice. Sometimes it gets annoying.
I know. I'll drink to that.
Yeah, so for me, I get why it's kind of hard to list 5 like good things about dogs because it's kind of all encompassing, right? Like just their presence does so much for you. Like if I'm sad, if I'm mad, if I'm depressed, if I'm happy, like the dogs are there and they bring you up. Like they just make you
they're happy to see you.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter what you're feeling, they're happy to see you.
Exactly.
And whether you like it or not, you have to boost your mood for that.
Right.
At
And
least a little
obviously,
bit. So
not all dogs are like this, but our dogs are super empathetic, so they can tell when I'm not having a good day and they want to hang out and they want to be there and, give me kisses and make me feel better. A lot of the things that are like bad about owning dogs, I think are just kind of like, I'll say they're bad, but it's kind of just like little petty things that I probably wouldn't be as mad at if I wasn't so lucky with the first two dogs that I adopted.
no.
Like dogs that bark a lot, like it just pisses me off, honestly. Like I would rather have a dog that like I could have if you gave me the choice of a dog that barks every day or a dog that bites me once a month. Give me the dog that bites me. Like I can deal with that. It's just quick, it's over. It's never too bad, hopefully. Sorry if it was bad for you. It's never been that bad for me. And I've had to go to the doctor for it. Like, it's not like it's been nothing.
Never been bit, so I can't tell.
Lucky fucking you. It's not fun, don't get me wrong. But also, like, our first two dogs, like, Layla gets scared of people. Like, she's just people shy. And so she barks a lot when people are around. She's never aggressive, never going to bite them, but she barks. She just makes noise. But other than that, like, Rini, our first dog, doesn't bark. Miley, she has separation anxiety, so she whines when she's in the crate, but she really never barks. So I just never have to deal with barking. And then we have foster dogs that bark a lot, and I want to punch them in the face. No offense, dogs, but bark less.
It's true.
I never am going to do it. I'm never going to abuse my dog, but he needs to shut up every once in a while, okay?
I gotta say that is one of the greatest compliments. Like when my parents come, they go, "How many dogs do you guys have around right now?" And we're like, 9. And they're like, "We didn't know you guys had a single one around the house right now," because Bailey is not to toot her horn, but a damn good trainer. I mean, she won best in Reno last year, so I mean, she's a damn good trainer, and I get to thrive in that setting. But a lot of the bad things with dogs is kind of like in the contract when you get a dog. Like for them to be in your face, you're getting a dog. That's what you're getting yourself into. An animal that is usually vocal most of the time, that's what you're getting yourself into. That's like getting a cat and being mad that he claws at you or hisses at you. Like you're getting a cat. That's what you're signing up for. So a lot of the bad things with dogs, I feel like you're kind of signing up for. Yeah, and all the good things, I mean, I love dogs. I truly do. They do get annoying at times, but I love my dogs. So
there's nothing that doesn't get annoying at times. Like everything that I've ever loved, right? My family, times I can't stand them. My wife, love her to death. Sometimes I need an hour and a half or hour, whatever it ends up being, to do a podcast, play some video games. If it's my dogs, there's times they annoy the shit out of me. Baseball pisses me off. Golf pisses me off. Weightlifting pisses me off. Boy,
I'm a man.
This has been another episode of Two Average Husbands. Thank you all for tuning in. Yeah, like everything is going to annoy you at some point. And like, I think like, that's maybe like my number 5 on like the worst things about dogs, just cause like, it's something that you sign up for. Like it's just something that you kind of expect. The second worst thing about dogs, or I guess the fourth worst thing, is if you have dogs that destroy your shit. Like that sucks. Our dogs really don't. Except for pillows. They really love pillows. Or the really nice dog beds that we buy them. One of them really likes to just not have them be a bed and have them be like a pull-apart toy. Which I guess is fine. Like, you're getting some use out of it. But also, it's a bed. Use it as a bed.
You're spending a lot of money on that bed.
Yeah.
If you want a pull-out toy, I'll buy you a $3 toy. You could rip that apart.
Yeah, not the $70 bed that I just bought you. Fucking asshole. So yeah, that kind of sucks. Like, the process of acclimating a dog to your environment, I'm sure for you guys it's different because you have a training background, or at least Bailey has a training background. A lot of that's probably rubbed off on you. So when you get a new dog into your environment, like it's probably a lot easier for you to get a dog acclimated than it is for us. Like we've had Miley for a few months now. We're still working on potty training with her just because it's been inconsistent as to like, I work from home this day and then I'm not at home, and then we have to, Jess does it some days and then I try and do it other days. Like, it's just hard to coordinate our schedules in a way that works best.
Oh, definitely. I mean, Bailey's home pretty much all the time, and
Yeah.
I'm working for her right now at this moment, and I'll go back to construction soon. But I mean, we're home all the time, so we're able to pretty much get them down to a minute on potting and training and feeding, and so for us, obviously, it's a lot easier. But
Yeah, and when a dog pisses or shits inside, like, it's not fun, but it's also not. Again, it's one of those things you just kind of sign up for, like
who cleans it up?
me.
Yeah, I do too.
I've got one of those. We have carpet here, as you can see if you're watching us live. Like, we have shitty old carpet in our apartment, so I bought one of those like carpet pet cleaner things. Works pretty well.
Those do work really well, and I'm gonna bring up a story about Bailey that she probably won't want me to bring up, but I always clean up dog poop when they have a rough night and their stomach doesn't feel good and they poop in their crate. And Bailey wanted to be the sole survivor to clean it up one day, and she walks in, she goes, "I'm gonna clean it up." I go, "No, let me do it." She walks in, she goes, "I'm gonna do it." I was like, "I can do it." She's like, "No, I got like, no, otherwise I'm gonna pick up your puke and the dog shit, so you leave. I will clean it up." And pretty much ever since then, I just tend to do it just because I have a stronger stomach than her, I guess. But and that if Bailey's watching, I don't mean that in a harmful way. You just have a weaker stomach. I don't know what to tell you, but I do that part of it. That's for sure.
Yeah, I
She
mean,
does the actual like working part of dogs. So
there's nothing wrong with that either. Like, Jess does a lot. Like, Jess and I both, I would say it's pretty close to doing an equal amount for the dogs. Like, there's definitely days where I do more. There's definitely days where she does a lot more. But like, when it comes to that, like, there's nothing wrong with having a weak stomach. Like, I have a weak stomach for a lot of things. For whatever reason, dog poop and dog piss is not one of those things that like grosses me out like that. Like, if you leave like food that stayed in the fridge a little too long and now does not smell good, like, that will get me to gag and throw up. But like, dog, the three P's, the piss, poop, and puke, like, those at least from dogs, don't get me. If it's humans, whole different story. Not cleaning that up, figure it out for yourself. But like, yeah, it's just, yeah, nothing wrong with having a weak stomach every once in a while. Let's see, other shitty things about dogs.
Yeah,
sure
you haven't even gotten to the good things about dogs yet.
I know. I kind of did.
You're still on shitty things.
Hey, well, I'm going a little bit more in depth than you did.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. That's exhausting.
Yeah, it'd be that way. Let's see. Like, it's an annoying thing, but it's also like a really good thing at the same time. Because I have dogs, I have to keep my living space cleaner. Like, sometimes I just want to be lazy and not like pick something up when I drop it, or not think about doing this or that. But it's like, I have dogs around. Like, I can't, if I drop something that's a choking hazard, or maybe they can't eat it, like it's poisonous to them, like, I have to pick that up right away. I can't just like leave it until a little bit later when I feel like doing it. You can't leave
your dishes out on the coffee table because
yeah,
well, I know that feeling as well.
They'll figure it out. They'll figure out that it's there. Yeah, and it's just like, we had to move the coffee from where we normally kept it because the dogs, like, we had a foster dog who wanted to get into it, and they can't have coffee, clearly. Like, there's just things like that are a little bit annoying. And then, like, I don't know, I guess the last thing would be, like, the most annoying thing about dogs is that they can be very expensive.
Yes.
Like, if you have to have a surgery,
they will be very expensive. I mean,
yeah.
Well, like, the cheapest dog is still expensive.
Yeah. If my dad is listening, he tried to tell me one time that kids were less expensive than dogs. Dave, you don't know how to do math.
Dave.
No. Calm down, Skippy. Yeah, no. Dogs.
That's not true.
But like, dogs are typically expensive for stupider reasons. I will admit that. Like kids are just inherently expensive because you have to feed them. They grow up. Human food is more expensive than dog food.
They also last a little longer than dogs, so
just a little bit. Even if you're only financially responsible to 18, like I wonder if that's what percentage of dogs live to be 18.
Not a lot.
Only 8% of dogs live beyond the age of 15.
Ooh, Lola's in the top 8, or what'd you say, 8%?
Yeah, top 8%.
Oh yeah, way to go, Lola.
And
She's
obviously,
not in here. I don't know what I'm looking for.
it's different breed to breed, but like you're stuck with a kid until they're 18. For a lot of people, you still end up paying for shit past the age of 18. My dad still ends up having to pay for shit for me sometimes, and I'm 26 going on 27.
That's because you're a child.
I'm not a child, sir. I'm an adult.
Says the guy sitting in his spare bedroom with a bunch of bottles of alcohol. Just saying.
Yeah, you know why I can buy that alcohol? Because I'm an adult. When I say my parents end up paying for shit,
coming from
like,
the guy who has his mom paying for his flight to Florida, but
yeah, I was like, a very expensive flight, and it's first class on Christmas Day.
Hey, Christmas Day is very cheap to fly on. Who flies on Christmas Day?
The day after is not cheap to fly on. Personal experience going to Reno. Yeah. But yeah, like
Reno, we rock,
like
so
my parents, like I'll go to their house sometimes and they make dinner. I drink their wine. I drink their whiskey. That's it. Like that's what they pay for.
I don't do that.
They got to get like Christmas gifts every year. That's cost money. You know, you don't have that's stuff that you don't have to deal with dogs because they don't live that long. They don't live as long as humans do.
That's true.
Typically.
And their presents are like $4 while our presents are like $150 minimum.
Yeah. Like the dog toy that you get that'll probably last at least 6 months if it's a decent one is cheaper than going to Chipotle and getting a burrito and a drink. Like
very true.
You're just inherently going to spend a little bit more money on a person. So that's all the bad stuff about dogs. And then all the good stuff about dogs, like just their presence, like, you know, a dog like wanting to cuddle with you. Like there's nothing better than when you just had like a really long day and your dog can tell and you just lay on the couch and the dog just lays there with you, you know, comes and gives you kisses, hangs out with you. Just that like accompaniment of like having the dog around, like you said, just makes everything better. It's a best friend. Like my dogs are my best friends outside of you fucking idiots. It just be that way. Let's see. Like
you got one. You got
the compliments you get having dogs. Like you don't get like if you're walking around with your wife, like random people don't come up to you and be like, "Hey, nice wife you got there." Like, I mean, you should. My wife is great. Don't get me wrong. But also, like people come up, "Oh my God, I love your dogs. Can I pet them?" And you're like, "Yeah, that's why I brought them out in public."
Hey, that's another good and bad thing, though, is when people acknowledge your dogs without acknowledging you.
I'm fine with that.
To me, it's weird. Like,
I'm cool with it.
Beautiful dog, and they walk past me like, I'm the one holding him.
You're like, hey, whoa.
I'm here. I mean, you could, say hello, maybe. I'm beautiful. Nice facial hair. I don't know, something maybe.
Yeah, just give me a little bit of something. Like, oh, hey, nice shirt.
Yeah, they don't do that.
Yeah, no. But I'm cool with that. I don't really care. Dogs give you like a great the stories that you get from having dogs. Like there's so many funny stories I have about my dogs that I would not have if I didn't have dogs.
No shit, Sherlock.
It'd be that way.
My mom wants us to know that she's the only one watching right now.
There's 2 people watching, actually.
Oh.
Sorry, Kim. But I appreciate you tuning in to this episode of Two Average Husbands.
I just thought it was funny.
Yeah, there's at least 2 people. It's fine. Most of the people don't watch live. Most of our people tune in on iTunes and Spotify.
She was the only one at one point watching. So.
Oh, well, thanks, Kim. Appreciate you. Yeah, and then the last best thing about dogs is they're just the fucking best. Like, there's nothing better than a dog. That's it. That's the way I'm going to end that topic. Yeah, you're Dane, the dog. Bark, bark, bitch.
Dane Goody, all right? Fuck you.
All right, Dane.
What?
I gave you like 20 minutes that time. You got to have a topic in mind.
If you had to take a shot right now, what would it be?
Ooh. See, there's different things. Like, now there's things to think about here.
Mm-hmm.
I think...
If you had to make Kim take a shot, what would it be?
Ooh. My lord.
Think about both of those just for a solid second. Take a second. Tell her what to take a shot of. She could send me a video of it since she's watching.
Perfect.
I don't know if she's watching. I can't see it from my screen, so I don't know. But
let's see. I would say for Kim, I'll be nice. I'll give her like Fireball. Like, I feel like Fireball is a nice, easy shot to take.
Yeah, I was gonna say, be nice. That's pretty much her shot. So,
yeah, I was gonna say. I know who I'm.
Nailed it on that one.
I know who I'm talking about here. It's a lot easier than just a random one. For me, I don't know. It depends on what mood I'm in. Like, I don't really like shooting whiskey, but I will.
Hey, motherfucker. What mood are you in right now?
The mood where I'm on a podcast called Two Average Husbands.
Okay, so what shot do you want to take in the mood of on Two Average Husbands podcast?
So what you're telling me to do is turn around.
Yes.
And look at my stash.
Very good. I'm proud of you. One step at a time.
I'm trying to think of something that you have Jameson, right?
Mm-hmm.
Want to do a shot, Jameson?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, I'll be back.
Cool. I picked Jameson.
Right,
but I'm going to elaborate on this topic. I know you can hear me because of your headset.
Do you want me to stay or?
No, you can go get your shot. Just to elaborate on this. So when I'm thinking about what I'm going to take a shot as, right, it depends on the environment. Sometimes you got to assert your dominance, right? You walk into the bar, you've never been there before, but you need everybody to know that you know what you're doing, right? If you're from or in the Illinois area, it's Malort. You just establish your dominance by taking a shot of Malort with absolutely no face whatsoever. And sometimes you love it. And other times you love it. Most people hate it. I really like it. I'm weird. That's fine. If you're just trying to enjoy yourself, for me, it would normally be like something easy. Like probably like a Jaeger bomb. Or actually, no, my favorite shot of all time. It's called a Lunchbox. It's a chug shot. It is orange juice, amaretto, and a light beer of choice. We typically use Coors Light. Don't know why. Just kind of the one that we feel tastes the best. Dane, actually, I think is the one who introduced me to Lunchboxes, funny enough. That one's one of my favorites to do. Fireball is a nice, easy, like, just liquor shot that you don't have to worry about, like, the chug aspect of the chug shot.
Well, back to the topic of Malort. The only people I've ever seen do it with no face are you and Good Enoughs. I've never seen anybody else do it. I've seen me, Tyler, Gertrude, and you do it. Those are the only 4 people. I don't know why I use 2 hands to do 4, but the only 4 people are us 4. I've never seen anybody else do it without a face.
Do you remember the guy at Country Thunder who was walking through the campsites with a bottle of Malort?
I don't remember Country Thunder.
Anyways, he walked through the campsites with a bottle of Malort and was like, "Who wants to do a shot of Malort? Somebody do a shot of Malort with me." And nobody else was doing it, so I was obviously like, "Hi, yes, I will take your free alcohol, sir. Why, thank you." And I took a big pull of the bottle of Malort as he took a shot, and then I just kept going, and he just stared at me, and then I took the bottle away from my lips, and he just looked at me and was like, "I love you."
Malort's not as bad as people say it is.
It's not as bad.
I got so worked up. People were like, literally, I was like 20, and people prepared me for an entire year for how bad it was. That when I finally got it, like, I had a beer in hand, I took my shot, and I was like ready to start chasing it, and I took it, and I was like, all right, like, is it good? No. But do I think it's good. I would not sip on Malort, but I don't need to chase it.
Kyle's gonna have to at some point because he's gonna lose one of the bets that me and him had about football this year, and he's gonna have to drink Malort for a whole podcast.
I'll send him a fucking bottle of Malort. I don't give a shit. I bought 6 of them. There's a reason I'm known to be the Malort guy. So
I'm the Malort guy amongst our friends. We were out the other night, and we went out to this bar that our friend works at, and the person working was like, "Let's do shots," and we were like, "Okay." And then everybody was like, "What?" Like he was like, "What shots does everybody want?" And then everybody was like picking, their favorite shots, and they're like, "Jake will take Malort," and I was like, "I guess I didn't have an opinion on the matter, but yes, I will take a shot of Malort. Thank you very much." And of course, he can't just be like, "Here's a shot." No, it was like I have this fancy whiskey glass. That's what I have to shoot out of. But imagine this was like the same height as the shot glass that I took, right? And it was not a shot glass that he gave me. It was like a rocks glass that was like this full of Malort. And I took it, and I didn't make a face, and he was like, "Respect." And everybody looks at me and was like, "You're insane. I don't know how you do that."
Not that I'm impressive, but the story I have about Malort was I went out to Nick Stollard's birthday, and there was like 30 people there because apparently Nick Stollard is more popular than I'll ever be. But his neighbors and friends and family friends were all there. I didn't get his neighbor to. His neighbor offered to buy Malort shots for like 30 of us. Oh man.
Jesus.
People did not like me after bringing up Malort after that because I was fine with it, but I can't remember his neighbor's name, and I feel bad because I should know her name. Stollard's probably going to tell me before this podcast ends, but anyway.
Or after the podcast, because
or after the podcast. But anyway, I got his neighbor to order like 30 shots of Malort, and I don't think the bar has ever gotten a request quite like that.
Yeah, I don't think they've had to pour a bottle of Malort out at once.
Yeah. But you ready for our shot?
I am.
Because I have a unique bottle of Jameson.
The good enough bottle.
Do you know what that says?
Yes, I do. Hold on.
Yeah, come on. You should know it. If anybody should know it, you should know it.
Oh, why am I blanking right now? God
Don't
damn it.
fucking Google it or anything. Just come on.
I'm not Googling.
Nah. I'm gonna fuck it up because I'm not actually Polish. Or
is
I
it
am
Nastrovie?
Like Nastrovia.
Nastrovia. That was close.
Nastrovia, which is cheers in Polish.
I normally do Irish cheers, so that's why.
What's the Irish cheers? Because
So,
my family's also Irish, so.
Cilantro.
Cilantro. All right, cilantro.
So I've heard cilantro. I've heard sriracha.
All right. Well, in Tyler's shot glass, Nastrovia.
Nastrovia.
This is disgusting. Holy shit.
Jameson's one of those shots for me where it's like, it shouldn't be a hard, like, I drink high proof whiskey on the, like, neat on the rocks very, very frequently and have no reaction to it. Whatever it is about Jameson, I can't not make a face.
Have you ever drank the expensive Jameson?
Yeah, it's delicious. It's one of the smoothest whiskeys I've ever had in my life.
What is it called? Wow, that sounded horrible.
What is it called?
What is it called?
Are you talking about like the Jameson 18, the one that comes in the box?
Yeah, I literally, my parents were here over Thanksgiving. I bought my dad the 18 year. That I make a face. I chase Jameson, but 18 year, I could drink straight. That stuff was so smooth and tasted so delicious. That stuff was awesome. It's very expensive, but it tasted awesome.
Next time you're out here, we'll do a whiskey tasting with all of the whiskeys that I have, and you'll be surprised. It's free alcohol. Just say yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
You convinced me. That's
what I thought. But to discuss the answer to your original question here, it's a shot that you introduced me to, which are lunch boxes, which are amazing. I don't even think you remember that you introduced me to them, but you did.
Nope. I know Jaeger bombs, and that's about it. I know lunch boxes have somewhat to do with Jaeger bombs, but
It's a chug shot, so they're similar, but it's orange juice, beer, and amaretto.
Okay.
Tastes like Sunny D.
I was gonna say Bailey likes. I do Jaeger bombs. Bailey does.
I do like Jaeger bombs.
No,
Vegas bombs?
no, it's
That's what Jess
orange
does.
juice, Red Bull, and vodka. It is. It's exactly like a Jaeger bomb, and I can't remember the name right now.
I can't either. Hold on.
It's gonna annoy me. I'm not gonna Google it, but
I'm Googling it. Personally.
yeah, I know you are. I
Oh,
hear
vitamin
you
vitamin
clicking.
C shot?
No, that is
Tic Tac?
no. Nope.
That's what they're called on
Well,
here.
they're not called. That's not what they're called here. I don't know what it is here.
I mean, vodka orange juice is a screwdriver.
Yeah, but a vodka Red Bull. Oh my god, dude.
Red Bull?
I can't speak. Red Bull orange juice.
I'd call it like a power drill. Like,
Um,
if that's not what it's called, that's what it should be called because it's a screwdriver with energy.
Jaeger bomb and a. Fuck, I don't know. I can't think of it.
There's a lot of really good shots.
I don't know. I know there is, but a lot
Green
of
tea
shots that give
shots?
you energy. That's the big thing about Jaeger bombs. I mean, that's the only reason I take Jaeger bombs is when I'm feeling tired before a night out. So
Yeah, I love Jaeger bombs. I love Jaeger. One time we were at a bar in Nashville and I was so drunk. I begged Jess to get me a shot of Jaeger. And Jaeger is meant to be served chilled. It is one of the few liquors that straight up says, hey, you should drink this cold or it's going to taste like ass.
yep.
This bar served me a hot shot of Jaeger. Like this shit was
Like sake hot,
like not sake hot, but if you told me they put this in the microwave on accident, I might believe you. Like it was bad. I just took the shot and I took that shot and I was like, I'm done drinking tonight. I was already probably too drunk. It was like 11:30. I knew I had a long night ahead of me. I don't think I had a sip after that. And I still woke up hungover as shit. But I like took that shot and I was like, absolutely not. Since we're talking about it, what's your worst shot experience?
Jaeger.
Yeah, Jaeger.
Jaeger, which is a very funny story. I believe it was Jake Harnish's house. I had Jaeger, and I mean, we just drank way too much. I ended up on the bathroom floor, and after that, I mean, I was in college. Then when I was 21, and drank way too much of it. I came out to Reno, and Bailey's dad's favorite drink is Jaeger. And I mean, I couldn't even sniff Jaeger. Like I absolutely hated it. I would throw up on the spot. Well, his favorite drink was Jaeger, and the first family party I went to, I was asking like, what can I do to help the cleanup? The party was over. I mean, it was just me and their family left, and he was like, pours a shot of Jaeger. I was like, shit.
You're
All
like,
right.
what else
All right.
can I do?
Well, I couldn't do anything else, so I poured shots of Jaeger. We took a shot of Jaeger. Well, that escalated. We got to
Always does.
I was a 6-pack of Corona deep, and then I got 7 shots of Jaeger deep. I remember leaving. Then I peeked in a bush, and then I was in bed. It was like the greatest teleportation device I've ever had. And now I love Jaeger again. I don't know how it happened, but I hated Jaeger for years. And then I met Peter, and he kind of was like, you got to drink Jaeger or you're not drinking at all. And I was like, sure.
Like,
All
I'm
right.
drinking Jaeger.
Fuck it. I mean, why not? And I tried it, and now I drink Jaeger bombs on the regular.
I can tell you my worst shot experience was at your parents' house. And it was with one of our friends. He had a bottle of Bombay Sapphire.
What a bottle of Bombay Sapphire.
Krenitz.
All right, that's understandable.
Yeah. And I took a shot. I kept it down, but it was close. It was real close. Something about drinking pine sol just doesn't appeal to me.
Oh, I had a story about that too. Yeah.
Save it for next episode. But
okay, I could do that.
We're going to have you on again. I don't know how long Kyle's going to be gone. So we will definitely have to have you back on again.
Well, next time I will come on with topics rather than
I would appreciate that.
I've had a very important week, so
it's fine.
Stressful.
You're forgiven. It's cool.
No, I'm not. I am.
I don't give a shit.
The second you close this, you're gonna be like, Dane, you're a fucking idiot. Next time you had a week, you should have thought about it a little bit more than 3 seconds.
To be fair, most of the time I don't think about my topics until Kyle and I go live. So. Well, I at least have like a list that I know that I have, so I have some in the back pocket, but every once in a while I do have to pull it out of my ass, so.
This is my list.
I got nothing. Yeah. This has been another episode of Two Average Husbands. Thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you check out our podcast on YouTube, iTunes, and Spotify. Make sure you follow us on Spotify. Give us a subscription on YouTube and thumbs up the video. That always helps out with the algorithm and helps us potentially get real sponsors so that I don't have to lie about who my sponsors are halfway through the podcast. Dane, thank you so much for coming on and filling in. You're one of my best friends, and I appreciate any time that you can come on here. So thank you so much for taking some time out of your day.
I am your best friend. I'm not one of. But anyway, thank you for having me. I'm happy I came up with the idea to actually have this podcast. So I would love to be on again soon. And I always enjoy coming on. As much as I get nervous, I enjoy being here.
We will definitely have you back on again. I have to say one of so that the other people don't get jealous. Come on, Dane. You got to know the etiquette side of things. Yeah. This has been another episode of Two Average Husbands. And as always, don't forget to tell somebody you love.